What's up? It's your boy, John Owen, back at it again with another video for the John Owen movie channel. So let's get right to it. So today's video is about Avengers Endgame. First off, this movie was perfect in every way. It was just so good. And I could go into great detail about what made it so great, but that would take a long time. That'd be a really long video. Anyways, so this movie contains massive spoiler warnings if you haven't seen it. But if you haven't seen it and you're watching it, why? Just come back later. It's fine. Anyways, so obviously there's a lot of things that happen in the movie because it's a long movie. It's 3 hours long and then some. So everybody's going to change throughout the course. I mean, obviously, like, Tony dies, Cap is old, Nat dies. I mean, that's big. That's big time. But these three right here, old Thor, Hawkeye, and Hulk, I want to talk about them specifically because I think they did some really different things, some out there things with these characters. So here we go. Let's get right into it. Let's start with Hawkeye. Just going to keep it simple with the man. For once in his freaking life, Hawkeye was actually cool. I mean, yeah, sure, shooting a little bow and arrow was all cool and all at times, but when you got people like Iron Man and Captain America and Hulk and Thor, like, who needs Hawkeye? Who needs Hawkeye when everybody can do incredible things? But in this movie, he got a lot cooler. Okay, well, it's not cool when his losing his family. That scene was really sad at the beginning of the movie. But it did cause him to turn into this, like, hooded samurai sword person. Yeah, it was awesome. That scene in Tokyo when Nat goes to find him, and he's all like, boom, boom, boom. He's killing all those gangsters and stuff. He's got that guy on the ground. This guy right here. You can't see him pointing at him, but I'm pointing at him, trust me. And he's all like, why are you doing this? And Hawkeye's all like, half the planet died. You didn't. They got Thanos. You got me. I was like, ugh. They're getting goosebumps in the theater. And he just looks so cool in this movie, man. Like his haircut and that tattoo sleeve. He's just pissed off the whole time. And I love it. Really like Hawkeye in this movie. What I don't like, or really, I don't dislike it, but what I didn't find too great was Professor Hulk. Oh, that's not him. Sorry. Next slide. Ugh. Professor Hulk. He's right here on this slide. It was just not what I was expecting, I guess you could say. He was off. Like, he was really kind of weird. Obviously, he's very important to the movie because he explains the time travel and he reverses Thanos' snap. And I apologize for having to use a Funko Pop toy picture in my video. That's just what I could find. Twitter has a lot of bootleg pictures, but they didn't have a good one of this. And that's where I got most of these pictures from. Thank you, Twitter. But, it's whatever. We're just going to roll with it. So he reverses the snap and he explains time travel. So obviously the movie can't exist without him. But at the same time, he just feels like weird. Feels a lot more Professor than he does Hulk. I mean, obviously, this is a big deal because literally the entire existence of the character has been these two, Bruce Banner and Hulk, fighting for control. But it's just weird. I mean, I think what made the character interesting was this internal struggle between Bruce trying to live his best life and Hulk living his best life. And this, little yin-yang controller of the steering wheel. Yeah, a little nostalgia for you, a little Mario Kart wheel. So it made him really interesting. And Professor Hulk is just kind of takes that conflict part of him and just kind of throws out the window. That's fine, though. That's fine. Also, I don't think Professor Hulk is nowhere near as strong as just from physical, strength from regular Hulk because he's not pissed off. I mean, I know in the Avengers, he said, the first Avengers movie, he's all like, I'm always angry. But in this movie, there's no way he's angry. because he's nowhere near as strong. I mean, he's just like base level, like entry level. This is his power level, and it can't go up. It's just there. And that's fine. I mean, it's okay, but it just was looking for more of this than I was of this. But obviously, he's very important to the movie, so it's whatever. Now let's talk about Thor. Now, I really liked Thor in this movie. It kind of took him and just kind of broke him. I mean, Thor used to not always be my favorite. I mean, Shakespearean Thor was, I mean, he was alright. But then this happened. He got, the beard, cut his hair, Stormbreaker. And I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. He's really cool now. And then he dropped the Wakanda. Bring me Thanos. Yeah! Kill that man! And then, as we know, he didn't, but whatever. But the thing about Thor is he's always been looking forward to the next thing. No matter what's happened, no matter what happens during the movies, it's always, okay, what's the next thing? After the Dark World, which was not very good, but that's fine. He's like, oh, I'm going to protect Jane Foster and the Earth. After Age of Ultron, I'm going to go find the Infinity Stones. After Ragnarok, where he literally loses so much. His dad, his hammer, he has to kill his sister, he has to destroy Asgard. I mean, he's just kind of like, it's all good. It's just time to go find a new Asgard. As such. Dang, that picture's blurry. Whatever. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Instead of actually trying to deal with it, he's just like, let's just go. It's fine. This is okay. This is fine. And then Infinity War, he watches Heimdall get stabbed, and he literally watches Thanos choke Loki so hard he starts bleeding out of his eyeballs. Right there. See the blood? Eyeballs. Disgusting. Whatever. And Thor's just all like, let's go get Stormbreaker. And, he meets up with the Guardians, and they're all like, he's a space angel. I was like, yeah, he is a space angel. But, it's okay. And then when Rocket's all like, hey, dog, you alright? And Thor, actually kind of starts to break down a little bit, but he tough guy, wipes away his tears, and he's like, but we just need Thanos, or the Stormbreaker to kill Thanos. And Rocket's like, okay. Instead of actually trying to, deal with those feelings, he's just he's kind of like next question kind of guy. And then he comes so close, like literally that close from killing Thanos, but of course, he doesn't go for the head, and then Thor was like, I told you would die for that. And then Thanos was like, boom! And Thor's like, what have you done? And he kind of just a little space teleporting out of there. So now Thor's pissed off. Thor's really pissed off. I mean, he literally failed the world's greatest stage. But instead of reflecting on it, he's just, in-game, he's still really pissed off. But now he's like, oh, well, we'll just kill Thanos, and it's all be good, and all will be forgiven. And then when they pull up on Thanos, the man's literally just trying to make breakfast, and the whole gang just pulls up on him. And then Thanos was all like, well, the stones are destroyed. And Thor's like, what? Everybody's like that. But then, Thor chops his head off this time, which is what she'd done the first time. But it's whatever. And now Thor's like, what now? There's nothing left for him to do now. There's no next thing. There's no next question for him. So he reflects on it, and he turns into Fat Thor. Now, I thought Fat Thor was funny. But I also thought it was the most human reaction out of everybody. I mean, if you lost your mother, your father, your brother, your homeworld, your beloved weapon, you had to kill your sister that you didn't even know existed, and then you failed to save the universe, and you can't do anything to reverse what the universe did happen to it, I think you would probably crack a few cold ones and not really care about anything. And that's exactly what Thor did. And I don't blame him. I definitely would have done the same thing. Despite that, though, the Avengers still, even though he's not in a hot spot right now, I still asked Thor, like, hey, bro, we still need your help. in the time heist and getting the reality stone. And I thought that was really cool. And Natalie Portman's little nap was probably the most expensive nap in film history, but it's fine. So, despite that, and then he goes back in time, and he gets his hammer back, and his mom's talking to him, and his mom's like, hey, like, what your past doesn't define you, it's what you do next. And Thor's like, yeah. I thought the pep talk was really cool, even though I don't think it hit emotionally as well as it could have, because no one really cared about Thor's mom or her death because she died in the movie that no one cared about. That's whatever. But then he's all like, wait. Rocket's like, we gotta go. But Thor's like, wait. And he's like, sticks his hand out like this. And then he gets the hammer like that. And he's all like, yeah, I'm still worthy. I was like, yeah, you're still worthy. I thought that was really cool. So then they go back to the present time. Oh, wrong side. Sorry. And boom, he's got Stormbreaker and Mjolnir, bro. I was like, I'm not kidding. I used to dream about this exact moment leading up to Endgame just all the time. I was like, bro, what if Thor got both Stormbreaker and Mjolnir? It's like, that'd be so cool. And he's battling Thanos and boom, 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 boom. He looks really cool. Hold on. Anyways, sorry. Lost my train of thought. But then Cap gets Mjolnir. He's all like, I was like, yeah. That was probably one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Back to Thor. So he's all battling. I'm like, yeah, God of Thunder. Yeah. And then when this happened, when the lightning braided his beard, that might have been the second coolest part of this movie, other than when Cap got Mjolnir. But this right here, I was here for that. That was pretty freaking awesome. But anyways, I still liked Fat Thor because I think it was a pretty human reaction, a normal reaction. You know, I think all the other Avengers, they kind of didn't react how the rest of the world did. I mean, Tony did all right. Sorry, Ansley came in here. Where was I? Oh yeah, and then Cap and Nat were trying to move on, try to help the world, and Thor was just kind of like, nah, bro. And he just want to play beer in Fortnite. I don't blame him. I mean, if I would have lived that long and then lost that much, I would have been like, yeah, you know what? We can take a break. This is fine. But I thought Fat Thor was really cool. I thought it was really funny. And I think it's in a good message about how no matter how far you fall, you can always come back. Now I hope he turns this looking Thor. Yeah, Ansley, you can have that. Sorry, Ansley's bothering me. Anyways, now I hope Thor returns to something like this because much as I like Fat Thor, I like regular Thor better because he's more powerful. But I still am totally down for Fat Thor. I love his hair and his beard. No, but I still think that Fat Thor sends a really, really good message about just like whatever happens in your life, it does not define you. I mean, whatever happens in your past, you can always come back from it. And then this shot is just really cool. And overall, I thought it was a really good idea to make him fat and make him fall so hard and for him to come back so awesome. And he gave Valkyrie kingship. I thought that was really cool. And yeah, I think whenever we see him in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, as Guardians of the Galaxy, and whenever we see him in hopefully Thor 4, I think we're going to see something in Return to this, and he's just going to be totally at peace with himself, and he's going to have Stormbreaker, and he's going to be awesome, and I will still love Thor. He's been my favorite for a little while now. He's just awesome. So I was really glad that they went that way with Thor in the video, or in the movie rather. Sorry, this is the video. That was the movie. This video's about the movie. Anyways, so thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you liked it. If you didn't like it, tell me why in the comments below. And I just hope that you'll come back for more. All right.